Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today we've got the two league games for you. We're playing Workington first and foremost away from home, and then the big game in the promotion fight against AFC Fylde. Since you were last with us, it's been a very mixed bag, to be quite honest, in terms of results. Luckily, from our perspective, everyone else has been slipping up as well. Um, we got two good wins against Worksop and Bedford, 4-0 and 5-2, respectively. A 2-0 defeat away against promotion chasing Macclesfield led them to go top of the league um, just for a short amount of time. And since then, we've drawn 1-1 at home to Chester and 1-1 away to Oxford. Western scoring in the game against Chester and Esong against Oxford. Spencer has been out for a few matches with injury, and we also missed Bakare in the defence due to suspension. So Bakare is now back, and Spencer's just come back to some form of fitness. I don't know if he's going to be fit enough to start today, but hopefully he might be able to come back into the side. Going into these two games, we do still sit top of the league. Um, Bear with me a second. I'll find it eventually. Where's the league table? There we go. So we are still top. We're 2 points clear with a game in hand over the chasing pack. It's very, very tight though. There is only 3 points separating ourselves from fifth place Fylde, who of course we do play today. And obviously Darlington with a game in hand as well, which if they win, they're going to be right in this mix as well. So it's a very, very tight situation as things stand. We've just got to go out there and do the best we can. Workington currently sat in 23rd place. They've got a lot to play for still as well, because obviously, yes, they're on 26 points and it is quite a gap for them to try and stay safe, but they have got an opportunity if they can win some matches. But we need to go out there and make sure we get the 3 points today ahead of this game against Fylde. It's going to be a tough run for sure, but we'll see how we do. Crooks is starting at centre back, otherwise the first team is pretty much unchanged from how you normally see it, and Esong does remain up front today. Spencer still not quite fully fit, unfortunately, still has that knock. And Bakari is back in on the bench until he gets his match sharpness up a little bit more. Obviously, he has been out with that suspension, but Crooks has come in defensively and not done too badly. But obviously, as you've seen from our results, it has been a little bit hit and miss recently. But as I said, luckily the teams around us have been exactly the same. Macclesfield lost a couple of games, one of which was against Braintree, if I remember correctly. Um, so yeah, it's all to play for still, but we are still in with a shout. The title race is very much on, and we need to go into games such as this to get really good wins against these teams. And we need to win by a good few goals. Goal difference wise, we are looking a little bit healthier at the moment. Obviously, the 4-0 win that we had against Worksop. There we go. And the 5-2 win against Bedford did give us a good advantage, and we have only dropped a couple of goals since then with the draws in the other matches as well. So realistically, we're doing okay. We're putting the pressure on the chasing pack. We just need to get back to winning ways. Obviously, 3 games without a win when you're in a promotion fight isn't good enough realistically, and we do need to just turn the screw again a little bit more. Um, and try and just make that final push here as we approach the end of the season. Obviously, as soon as you make permanent changes to the side as well, though, I mean, the team has been pretty much set um, for quite a number of weeks, but that injury to Spencer's knocked us out of kilter a little bit up front. He's been in phenomenal form, as I've mentioned before, and Esong not quite the kind of replacement that we're looking at. I mean, Spencer's 6'1", Esong's 5'5", I believe. Um, this is a good highlight, isn't it? There we go. Patterson swinging it into the penalty area for Workington. It's cleared away. Lennon into Martin. Back to Lennon. Now Patterson with the strike, and he's managed to clip the crossbar. It's a really good effort. And at the moment, Workington are very much the better side. We do need to pick ourselves up a little bit here, because this performance as it sits isn't good enough. Crook playing it forward and Sharp with the header on, but Martin picking it up. And again, we've not really got that big target type forward up front, which is a little bit of an annoyance, to be honest. I am toying with the idea, if things don't go our way, to put a centre-back up there. And it could be the kind of game for someone like Bakari to do that, because at least we've got that target man up there to try and bring the aerial threat. And a good little bit of play there to get it clear. But again, it's not very convincing from our perspective. We're just about getting away with things. And Lennon with the strike, and Crook does well to make the save. And at the moment, Workington are all over us. Iapenda and Cena's been brought down, and no penalty given, luckily, from our perspective. But it's all Workington. And considering they're in the relegation zone and we're supposedly leading the way for a title, this is a very poor performance from our perspective. We need to get ourselves in the game, as Emerson trying to dart down this left-hand side. And he's done really well, in fact. Can he get the cross into the penalty area? No, he can't. Again, a little bit poor from his perspective. Obviously, Richardson, I've just noticed as well, on that yellow card, which is not ideal, because if he puts in one bad challenge, we could be in for a little bit of an awkward situation if we go down to 10 men. I mean, at the minute, it's looking awkward anyway. But it's end-to-end stuff, and Workington very much looking like the better team at the moment, which is a bit of a concern. Cena laying it back to Martin, and now Mills lofts it over the top, looking for Cena, who couldn't really track the ball, and luckily it goes out for a goal kick. But we certainly need to pick ourselves up. They've been the better team. They haven't had an attempt on target as of yet, but we are not looking particularly brilliant as things stand. Couple of fitness concerns as well. We have been playing a lot of football recently. We've had games every few days, so there is opportunity that we may need to just make some subs at half time and freshen the team up, because this is a very, very poor performance as things sit. I don't really want to be doing anything too drastic to kick things off, but I think Ezanolim's going to come on for Lindsay straight away, and Charlie is going to come off for, well, not really got an option in the holding midfield to come on, to be honest. I mean, you look at the rest of the players on the bench, 3 of them are from the youth team, which is a bit of an annoyance, because obviously Richardson is there as well, which isn't ideal. I mean, Bakari can kind of play there, but he's not a proper passer of the ball, realistically, is he? He's a little bit better as a box-to-box. We'll give that a go. It's not where I want him to be playing, realistically, but I don't think we've got much choice at the moment. And like I say, we are struggling a little bit fitness-wise. So we'll just freshen things up a little bit in the midfield and the defence, and just see where it takes us at the start of the second half. But these are the games that should be bankers. We need to be winning these matches, and we need to be winning them comfortably. For what I can tell, this is actually our game in hand as well. Obviously, the Chasing Pack have played a game extra. We need to be winning this game to put the pressure on. Crook here in possession. Plays it out to this right-hand side. Malachi Sharp in loads of space, luckily, and he controls it well, and he finds Esong. Can he square it? Yes, he can. And Tony Weston is there with the finish. And that is a very good Route 1 type style goal, to be honest, down this right-hand side. Malachi Sharp latching onto it in loads of space, look. And he weighted the pass superbly, and Esong with the first time pass across as well. Really well done. Good awareness from him, and Weston with the finish. And that does calm us down just a touch. We needed to take the lead in this game, and hopefully we can build on that and get another couple of goals just to keep that pressure on. Bakari, of course, a much bigger presence in that midfield from a defensive perspective. He's doing the box-to-box role, which doesn't really suit him, to be honest. I mean, he's a 6'2", 6'3" centre-back, I think it was. It's not his usual style of play, put it that way, but we'll see how he gets on anyway. He seems to be doing okay as things stand. As Sharp lays it into Richardson, and he's been upended by Doherty. There's no foul, and Cena into McLaren, and now Doherty down this left-hand side. He needs support, really, and didn't get it, and he went for the goal, and luckily it was a poor effort, and it goes very comfortably wide for our keeper. And with 20 minutes to go, the nerves are jangling a little bit. We need to get this win. I keep saying it, I know, but we need this 3 points. And Workington, again, recycling possession. They have had so much more of the ball. I mean, they're bossing the midfield realistically here, as Ezan Olim does well. And Bakari just flicks a little pass into Tony Weston there, and he's got a bit of space to run into. He's got support on the right if he can find it. He's gone for goal instead. And Osai Owusu comfortably makes the save. And he just didn't get enough on it there, Tony Weston. And launched forward by the Workington keeper. And luckily there was no pressure on the ball. And it remains 1-0. And again, it's been a very even game. Workington, to be fair, looking at the match stats, might feel a little bit hard done by. We've managed to get away with quite a bit here against the relegation threatened side. And Barra trying to get past Ezanolim but can't. Bakari back into Ezanolim and now Emerson. Chance to get him down the left-hand side. Good turn of pace. Can he get the cross in? Plays it into Ezanolim. Fires it in, and there is Tony Weston. And there is the second goal. We can breathe a sigh of relief. I'm just going to pause the celebrations there for a moment because Emerson is absolutely shattered. And we're going to give Friedman an opportunity, I think, on the left. We're going to get Pavion on the right as well for Malachi Sharp, who's struggling as well. And Blackwell can come on also for Isong. Good opportunity for the three youngsters to come on here. Well, sorry, two youngsters, Pavib being the third change as well. And Emerson did well just to hold on to possession. But obviously with the wing play, I'm expecting the players to get a little bit more direct crosses in. And he decided to just lay a little pass into Ezanolim, who did fire it in across the penalty area. It worked, but realistically, the wingers they're the guys that should be pumping that into the penalty area. But 2 goals now for Tony Weston. I'd say that is the result secured, to be honest. We just need to see the game out as Crook launches it forward again, looking toward Malachi Sharp. Didn't quite get the angle right on the pass, and Blackwell couldn't get there either. And Lanning is there, and he's just clipped the top of the crossbar. Workington again. They have been dangerous throughout the game. They've just not been able to find that final product in front of goal, luckily, from our perspective. Osei Owusu again, launching it forward. Good header from Crooks, and now Blackwell. Lovely little turn and jinking run from him. Richardson to Yestin Hughes. Swung in from that right side, and Freeman. Lovely little volleyed past that to get it back into the penalty area. It didn't quite come off, but that was quite encouraging from him, to be fair. And Ezanolim with the throw into Richardson, back to Ezanolim, launched again into the penalty area, and Pavey's there at the far post, and Pavey makes it 3, and again, he keeps crying out for more game time. We're giving him substitute appearances at best because of the form of Malachi Sharp and Johnny Emerson. Well, obviously, when we're playing him, when we're seeing him on screen, he's doing little things like that. I mean, the defender should be doing better. He's a much bigger presence than Charlie Pavey, realistically. But my word, are we going to take it 3-0? And as I was saying before, we needed a big win today. The goal difference could be a huge factor going in toward the end of the season. But this is a huge, huge win. And it gives us a 5-point gap, I think, now at the top of the table. A really good performance. And again, we start to build momentum. We needed the win. But yeah, we are 5 points clear of Macclesfield and Scarborough, with a further point to Buxton and our next match against AFC Fylde. This could be a really big game. From what I can remember, we did beat them in the league, but we got battered by them in the cup because I just rotated in the FA Trophy. To be honest, it's not something I'm particularly concerned with. So the reason being for that, of course, is because of league form, and look at us go. Big game to come next against AFC Fylde. Bear with me. We'll be back for probably what could be one of the biggest games of the season. Okay then guys, here we go. It is time for this crunch game against AFC Fylde. It's a massive, massive game for us. Just looking at the fixtures elsewhere as well, Scarborough are away against Telford, Macclesfield are away from home against Overton, Darlington are away from home against Brackley, and of course Fylde are away against ourselves. So there's an awful lot potentially going in our favour today. If we can get the result today, and with the other games obviously being played away from home for the other challenging sides, this could be a huge moment in this title race. The Starting 11 is back to how it has been recently, with Bakari coming in at centre-back and Spencer is returning up front to partner Tony. 52 goals so far between the two of them. They've had a phenomenal campaign so far this season. I do want to get a couple of changes to that bench, though, just to tighten things up a touch. I think, to be fair, that's probably going to be fine. We really need we need another holding midfielder, to be quite honest. Yeah, we'll do that. Sorry, Blackwell, but you're missing out today for Songo. So going into this game, we know what's at stake. This could be a huge moment in the title race today. Some tough away games for the other teams in the playoff places as things sit. Obviously, Fylde being one of them, away against ourselves. A win for us could be huge and could potentially even knock Fylde out of the title race, depending on how things go in the coming weeks, of course. But this is a big, big opportunity. Fylde did beat us last time out. It was in the FA Trophy. It was a 5-1 defeat, but we played all the young kids, to be quite honest. And we rotated very heavily with players that have hardly got any game time throughout the course of the season. Some of the players are players that we signed for the first team, to be honest, and they didn't cover themselves in glory. They've not really played since. So obviously, the pressure is very much on. Let's see what happens today. Tunbridge here for Fylde. Plays it into Ormerod. Back into Tunbridge. Onukwuli. I'm going to butcher some of these foreign names when the save gets a little bit further on, aren't I? Watson back to Onukwuli. Coming into the centre. Good cutting inside run from him, and his strike is over the crossbar. Positive play from Fylde, but nothing coming of it in these early stages. And very even start to the game, possession-wise, quite even. We've actually bettered the possession, which is something that's quite rare from our perspective, I've noticed, in recent weeks. Very much a midfield battle, both sides laying out in similar fashion. Obviously, we've got the two strikers, whereas Fylde have got the one with that attacking player just in behind. Here's Bakari launching it forward. Spencer couldn't get there, but Charlie picks it up, finds Richardson into Emerson. And now Bruder just holding on to possession, laying it into Lindsay, lofting it over the top, and again, a little bit too much for our strikers as Weston manages to get it back, Tony there, and he gets the shot away, but it's just over the bar. Bit of a snapshot, really. Nothing too major in front of goal in terms of chances. I've just noticed as well, Scarborough currently levelling their game against Telford at 1-1, and Macclesfield and Darlington both lead by a goal to nil. So it's very much open. Obviously, having won that game in hand, we do have a little bit of a gap at the top of the table at the moment. So we do have a touch of leeway. Merry with a delivery here, and there is Watson, and that should have been a goal for Fylde. That was a really good set piece from them. That should have been a goal. It remains 0-0, and again, we've had the majority of the ball, not really created an awful lot. And I'm looking at the match fitness of one or two of the lads as well, and we are starting to waver just a little bit. And again, we've not been playing as well as we can do today, but I'm looking at the fitness. To be fair, Spencer's fitness isn't too bad, but the two lads in midfield and the Malachi Sharp on the right-hand side, Lindsay and Yestin, just starting to struggle already. It's been a very long, hard season, and of course, we've ended up finding a team that works, and largely we've stuck with it. So there's not been much respite for the lads in this first 11. It's been quite a rarity that we've rotated that much. Scarborough are 2-1 up against Telford, so the chasing pack are all leading at the moment. I'll just expand that so you can see it a bit clearer. In fact, Telford have equalised again, and so have Alfreton against Macclesfield. Huge goals going in. Darlington 2-0 up now, away at Brackley though. So the pressure could be moving towards us. Chester fighting for a playoff place themselves at the moment. They're 2-1 down away against Kidderminster as well. It's all happening. Can we find a goal in our game? Bruder into Bakari. And now Yestin Hughes into Malachi Sharp. Coming down that right side again, he's lost out on Akwuli. Picking it up and charging forward here for Fylde. cutting inside Yestin. He's charging into the penalty area, still going, and Crook makes a good save. Incidentally, I'm not focused on all the results at the minute. I completely forget about subs again. 20 minutes to go. Charlie's going to have to come off. Songo is going to come on for him. Palmer and Pavey are both going to come on out wide. Both wingers not having the best of performances today. Spencer is looking a little bit nervous, so we're going to get Esong on for him. He's just building his way back into the team, of course, after that injury layoff. And we're going to get Ezenollim on at left back for Lindsay as well. And just freshen the team up and see if the fresh legs can make that difference. I'm not too concerned about going to an attacking mentality at the moment. The important thing today is we do not lose this game. Darlington winning 3-0 at the moment, but with Macclesfield and Scarborough both drawing their matches as things stand, I'm not massively concerned if this finishes a draw, because of course Fylde one in the chasing pack as well. We just need to keep this tight defensively. Bakari's header, Richardson, over to Songo, back to Richardson. Songo into Bakari, and now Bruder. We're just knocking the ball about, keeping a bit of the possession again. Palmer coming down this left-hand side. He's got Ezenollim making a run with him, and that's a great delivery in from Ezenollim, but it's ideal for someone like Spencer, who's got the height to it. And the referee's flag's gone up here. Fylde with a free kick, and I don't know why. I don't know if it was an off-the-ball challenge or whether it was offside or what, but anyway. As we go into the last minute of time here, it's a corner for Fylde. Mitchell to take. Swung into that far post. It's a good-headed clearance. Ezenollim trying to get out there, but Onakwuli is the man to pick it up. He has been everywhere today for Fylde. Swings it into the far post. Tunbridge is there with a header, and Mason Tunbridge has scored with 60 seconds left to play. And Fylde with a sucker punch here, right at the death to our defence. And it's the first time, to be honest, that you guys have seen a defeat for quite some time on camera. I mean, the delivery was phenomenal, and unfortunately it ended up targeting our fullback, and Tunbridge very much had the run on our defender and the height on advantage as well, and his looping header beats the keeper Crook, and Fylde with a last minute winner here by the looks of things. It's a big sucker punch from our perspective. We needed to get something out of that game. Hughes rating a 6.1 just because he couldn't win in the air against Tunbridge. And it's not ideal. And again, as I said before, players are struggling a little bit fitness-wise. The gap is 3 points to Fylde. I mean, look at that. I mean, there's 5 points separating ourselves from 6th. 9 points to Chester in 7th. So I'm not too concerned about Chester realistically at this point. But we have got some tough games to come. We've got Darlington and Scarborough to play, from what I can remember. So there's a lot to go and play for at the moment. The title race is still very much in our favour. We've got the 3-point lead at top of the table. But my word, are we making hard work of it? We need to get some consistency back into our game here. And we need to just keep our confidence levels and try and keep ourselves calm as well. This is going to be the key thing. A team like Curzon Ashton don't do very well very often. And with the games that we're looking at to come, I'll be honest, I think it's going to go to the last game of the season. We'll come back for Leamington and Telford for the last 2 games. If anything can be decided before that, we'll potentially come back a little bit sooner. But we'll see how things go in the meantime. It's all to play for. 1 win in 5 league games is not promotion form, but luckily our rivals are doing the exact same as what we are, and that is lacking their consistency as well. Let's keep everything crossed going into the last few games of the season. Will we achieve promotion? So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.